That's definitely what we're looking forward to, and we're going to discuss that in our coming 2 episodes. Here is what we're going to focus on today. Alright, so that's the game plan for us today. Now, for the first time, you're going to have the Asia Cup being played out in the T20 format, which obviously makes a lot of sense because here on Star Sports for us as well, it's the T20 is the flavour of the season. Not just India that we focus on now, for the other teams as well. It's that great wearing. It really makes sense for India now because you've had 2 back-to-back series wins. Phenomenal. There have been a few injuries on either of the opposition squads or some main players missing, but that won't be the case in the Asia Cup now. So it's a different level of competition.
Yeah, probably the
India, their run into this tournament has been above par when you compare it to the other teams that are going to be entering the Asia Cup. Whether
they aren't the same side anymore.
It's a good plan for India, really, isn't it? Because for a team that since 2007 had played only 13 T20s at home before we had this series against Sri Lanka, you've got all the pieces coming into place, whether it's the new faces, whether it's some of the veteran ones, or whether it's the faces that are returning from injury. There is a nice shape to the men in blue, and it looks like we most likely have our 11 spot on. So far so good, but the biggest question even from Australia really has been Yuvraj Singh. How do you handle someone like Yuvraj Singh, because he's faced 27 deliveries heading into this Asia Cup, that's it. He's probably bowled more deliveries than he's actually faced. How do you really slot him in, because he hasn't been promoted up? First, Bangladesh 2015 ODI cricket, what a super year it was for them, absolute breakthrough. Perhaps not the same form replicated yet in T20s, especially as they head into the Asia Cup, and now they will be looking to turn things around. Alright, so as the hosts now, Bangladesh will be looking to replicate that form in T20s, of course be strong, and perhaps looking to draw swords once again with India, because of late they have troubled them. A couple of players in the ranks that have troubled them, especially Mustafizur Rahman now earning an IPL to the Lions. You mentioned Sri Lanka. Now, Ajit, we saw Sri Lanka in this series. They had a great game in Pune. That was inspiring to see. Young captain that Chandimal is. You saw a couple of debutants, and then suddenly in the next 2 consecutive T20s against India, it was a different team.
They've got a couple of seamers more settled and a bit stronger than Sri Lanka at this point.
As you mentioned, Angelo Matthews returning, Lasith Malinga returning as well. With just the return of these 2 players, with a bowling, as you've mentioned, it's the return of Lasith Malinga, who's rated highly when it comes to the T20 power ratings as well. He has craft when it comes to nailing those Yorkers. How much does he have left in him to be able to inspire, not just for the Asia Cup, but also for the World T20 and keep his fitness going?
Yeah, I think firstly he'll be disappointed on any day.
Absolutely. So speaking about match winners for all the sides, let's start off with India.
I'm not going to go with a batsman. I think that